Hi everyone, my name is Chrissy. I am one of the art directors here at Chibi Phoenix.
And my name is Zhana. I'm art recruitment specialist here at Chibi Phoenix. And today we're going to review some of the portfolios that you've been sending, linked to the Angelova campaign and our requests for your portfolios.
But first, we would like to thank you very much for your participation. The campaign was a success and we are really grateful to everybody who joined, who talked about it, and of course who sent their portfolios.
Thank you once more and let's dive in.
Okay, so super.
Okay, so we've picked 6 portfolios that we're going to review today. We've chosen this without any specific reason. Again, thanks to everyone who sent their portfolios. We're going to take a look at each one of them, give more like general tips and advice about them, and yeah, here's the first one. It's a personal website portfolio that we're looking at. First, I see that
It's a game.
Should we click maybe on the first one?
Let's see. Yes, it's a game.
So it's a game. Now, while it's loading, wow, okay. Now, when I think about a typical work day, I would probably know what this person is specializing in, because I would know the position that we have open, let's say, in an example of me reviewing portfolios for a certain role. So far, I am a bit confused if it's illustration, is it animation,
Or is it game dev?
or maybe game design, game dev. Okay, we see another game.
Yeah. So what I can add here is, for us, we would usually look for illustrators, and if you have other things than illustration, it's absolutely amazing, of course. But if you are applying for a job, you need to be very certain that what you are sending to the people that are recruiting is exactly what they are looking for. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite or best work, but the best thing you can do for yourself is make sure that it's very relevant to the position you're applying to. Not that you're applying here in this case, but I see that there is an ArtStation link. So for us as
let's
people,
open it.
yes, for us as people recruiting for illustration, it's going to be best to see first that.
Okay, so we see it's a game artist and developer. So we got a bit more information here. This is important again when you make your portfolio, when you apply for something, to just add just a little bit of information what's going on. Here on ArtStation, I see that it's a lot easier to understand because the platform suggests different categories, and I can see that the artist has used those here. So we see that they do 3D design, they do illustration, different illustrations, backgrounds, environment, character. So I like that it's into categories, to be honest. Again, there is no specific right or wrong here on what we're saying. Again, it really depends on what you're applying for and what you most importantly, what you want to be hired for.
Yes.
So think of this as the main question in your head. If you wonder where to start from, just add work that you're proud of and things that you would like to do more of.
As a general rule, what you show is what you will be hired for. So for example, if your favorite thing is to do backgrounds or environment design, but you have filled your portfolio mostly with characters and the environments are kind of at the bottom, people might not even see them and they might approach you or not approach you for the characters. And this will be something that, for example, for the example here, you're not interested in. So for this person in particular, my advice would be, if you want to apply somewhere, because this is a for portfolio review, it's a bit different, but if you want to apply somewhere in particular, make very certain that you know exactly what you are applying for, and make sure that what you are showing the people, especially the first 3-4 pictures things, are exactly what they are looking for. Because oftentimes, Zhana can agree or disagree with me, but we receive quite a few portfolios at a time. So it's usually quite fast-paced. You can't really go through every single detail in every single portfolio.
Yes, there is a lot. Yeah. Sometimes there is a lot.
Yes, we need to be able to discern if this person can do some work for us at a quicker glance.
So before we sum this up, I want to say something because I see something interesting here. I opened one of the projects. I see there is a video from the game. I'm not going to play all of it now because of the sound and all. But what I like here is that we see pictures from the process. I think that's very valuable. Oops, I went to the other project. We see some drawings here, sketches from the art process. I think this is a very good approach. So whatever you do, whether it's illustration or animation, it's always nice to show the layers behind, because it also helps us see your way of thinking, and it's just generally nice to add that. And yeah, in general about this, I think that in this case ArtStation serves a better role than the website itself, because the website can be a bit confusing at first unless I know what I'm looking for and I know that you're applying for a game developer, let's say. So my advice here would be to just make it clear, as Chris already mentioned, just make sure you stand out. So quick info, your best work at the top, and then you don't need to add everything. Don't use art as a filler, just add your best work, and again the ones that you're proud of, and then you will be fine, I think.
Yeah, as a rule you can go for less but high quality than more but varying quality. I'm seeing some very interesting things here, especially the project that Zhana opened. It's very cool to see that you're actually working on multiple things at the same time, that you have a good understanding of props, which is always something that is very valuable, especially in game dev. There might be a small misconception that characters are like the coolest thing. Everybody kind of wants to do characters, but prop and environmental design is actually the bulk of the work, and more people work with props than anything else. So very good points for that.
Yes.
And very cool pixel art as well. That's super cool.
Okay, do you have anything else you want to add here?
No, I think we can move on to the next one.
Okay, I also like that ArtStation is linked here at the top. Yeah. I think it's always nice to add your social media platforms, or even just use that as your portfolio. Yeah. I'm sure we'll get into that in the other cases. So okay, let's jump into the next one, which is Velvice. Something that we didn't see in the previous portfolio is a name. I'm sure this is also a nickname, of course. But yeah, what do you think? Should they add real name? A lot of artists actually don't like to show their name or their face even. They use just avatars from their art. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I use an avatar and I think it's perfectly fine. For the name, I would say, depending on how serious you are with the portfolio and the company you are applying to, maybe a name would be better for a bigger client, a bigger company, because they would want some information about you so that they know you are a real legitimate person that they are conducting business with. In that sense, a nickname is okay, a real name is better. But even if it's a nickname, make sure that it's something that's just easy to read and pronounce, because in the first case it was a bit hard to discern, is it a name, what are the numbers, are they letters? So Velvice is also probably a nickname, but it's easier to understand what you're looking at.
Yes, I agree on all of this. Of course, if you have amazing work already, you're established as an artist, great clients to show, maybe
it won't be as important.
It won't be as important, but again, if you make it a bit more personal, I think it never hurts, because it's easier for the recruiters or whoever is reviewing your portfolio to relate to you. So we see location, we see social media here, interested in concept art, character design. So I only see 4 projects here, but let's click because there's probably more. So RNA project, world building, we're looking at.
This looks quite cool, yes. It's really great that you can show the different stages that will be visible, even if it's not a game, even if it's just for even if it's for animation, or it's VizDev for a movie, let's say. It's really cool to see all the different stages that you went through, and all the sketches before that are the exploration. This is really important for us when we are trying to recruit someone. We need to know how they think, and if this is just one-off design that they kind of scored with, it's always better to see more of the unfinished and unfiltered work after the grand project or the biggest, most beautiful picture. It's quite cool to see the details. So great job on that.
One thing that I would love to know here is a bit more about the project.
Mm-hmm.
So we see the name, but was that for clients? Is it a personal project? I think it would be nice to say, even if it's a personal project, this should not stop you from sharing it.
Absolutely.
I think it's quite the opposite. It's pretty cool to know that you have your ideas. It might be something that you were inspired about, and if you share like the core inspiration and how you got to the final art piece, it would again show your way of thinking and your creativity in general. So I think like you don't need to write a lot if it doesn't come naturally, but just a few sentences, maybe a bit more information about the project itself, that would add up. Here we have, this is the other category, I suppose, with character design, action, comic, character lineup.
Yes, we see a full line here.
Concepts. Okay, I like that we see them from different angles.
Yes, this is very important.
Especially in our case, we often look at anatomy, body parts, and things like that. So this is very useful. Again, I like that there's the sketches here, like exploration of movements, I suppose.
Yes.
Then we see some environments. Now, I'm not sure if that's part of the same project. If not, maybe it can be in another category. Software used.
Yeah, or if it is, it can be just with, again, a couple more sentences explaining what's happening.
Yes.
The purple background I really like personally. It's very pretty. One thing I can give here as feedback is there could be a bit more contrast between your lightest and your darkest shapes, and the most interesting thing, which is the tree with the different colors, because it's on the sky, we have a bit too much of light colors over light colors. So maybe if the tree was a bit bigger and a bit more on the foreground, maybe even a bit darker or more saturated, it would read even better. So it will work.
Nice. I also noticed that we have the software used here, something that we actually didn't see before.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to say what you're using, what you're like, how far your skills go. Be it maybe it's different programs that you use, but it is cool for the client to know, because sometimes they have preferences. For example, we do as well. So
yeah.
it's good to know what software you're using.
Yes, and if it's more than one, always add more than one, even if it's just sketching one thing, coloring another, it doesn't matter, add everything.
Okay, another one.
This looks cool.
Posted last year. Now I'm curious to see how old are the other projects. So this is the newest one from 6 months ago.
In cases like this, I would assume that the person is working somewhere for these 6 months now, and that's why they're not posting so much, which is great, of course. But keep in mind that it's nice to update whenever you can and with whatever you can.
Yes, I feel like I'm like it's always quality above quantity, but I'm missing a bit more artworks maybe here. It just it feels like it can be more complete, if I can put it this way. I know it's a hassle to update your portfolio, but it will be changing all the time. Especially if you're applying for a new position, even if you don't have the time to update it on the platform, or if you're using, if you have a website, it takes more time to upload new work. But even if it's that and you see a job and you want to apply for it, you can just add a few images that are related to the position that you're applying for. Like you can say, here's my portfolio with work that I've done before, and I've also attached a few images for you that I think are the style that you're looking for.
Yeah, that are relevant to whatever position you're applying to, or to the style of the company, or even if you think that if it's something that you're really interested in, I would say it's absolutely fine to do a fan art piece, let's say, of a character or of an environment, just the style of the company you're applying to, even if it's not in your portfolio, just for them to see that you are willing and interested to adapt to what they need, to their style. This will be quite amazing, I think, especially for us. If we see something like this, we will be really impressed.
Yeah, it definitely stands out. It shows that you're dedicated and really interested.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to add here? I think
not. Good job overall. Make sure to...
We have Instagram.
Yes, maybe in Instagram there's more artwork.
Yes, maybe this is more recent.
Yeah,
that's from 3 days ago. Okay, nice.
That's great.
Yes, I like the sketchbook.
Don't worry and don't be afraid to send your Instagram instead of ArtStation, by the way.
Yeah.
ArtStation is always better. It's kind of an industry standard at this point. But if you are most active and your most recent work is in Instagram, just send the Instagram link. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Again, depends on the company, the position you're applying for, but whatever you feel is will better respond to like the job ad, just go for that. But Instagram is cool. ArtStation is also cool. I like them both because the interface is known to, like, it's well known and it's easy to navigate. Of course, we also like personal websites, but again, make sure that it's easier to navigate and like tasteful when you do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually like that a lot.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, I see that there's a bit more action here, so this is a good thing. We know that you're out there and you continue to draw and do your thing. So yeah, it's nice to have something updated.
Yep.
And yeah, Victoria.
Hi, Vicky.
Nice. Okay. Should we go to the next one?
Yep. I think we can go on.
Okay, so moving on to the next one. We have Leo Diniz here, comic artist, colorist, not safe for work. So here we see some information. We don't really speak Spanish in this case, but it's still good to know that they work with these programs. We can see that, but again, I like that there's some information. I cannot really translate it right now, but it's good for everyone to add information. Preferably, I think English would be best.
Yeah, especially for international websites like ArtStation or whichever of the big platforms. You can of course keep it in your native language, just have a translation in English as well.
Yes. So we see social media we can take a look after, interested in, why is this? Email address. Yeah, I like that. I didn't see it in the previous portfolios. So it's good to leave contact information. Email is a bit more professional, I would say, and official, so that's cool. Okay, should we start with maybe this project?
Yes, this looks great.
It caught my eye, so.
It's a very pretty lady.
So, in age of this guy's commission.
It's really cool that we see the progress where you started from. Maybe even if you had them a few exploration sketches or discarded sketches, let's say, is also great. Don't think that because you didn't finish it is not good enough. It's usually quite great to see that there is iteration. When we work with character designers, we would generally expect a few iterations of each costume and each character.
Yes, I also like seeing the process. Again, I would add here that I'm missing a bit more information about the commission. So maybe if it was for a client, you can just add the client's brief so that we can see how it started and compare it to the result. I think it would be very useful.
Yeah, for us and for a lot of the studios, you would generally work from a brief or from a spec sheet, and you will work with other artists, art directors, art leads, and definitely with writers. We always work first with our writers and then we give these briefs to artists. So if we can see that you are good at reading spec sheets, comprehending them, and then executing on that, it's actually going to be great.
Okay. Oh!
Even a time lapse, that's also cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's very nice. A time lapse is always a good idea, so.
Seeing the model, I think this is Clip Studio. We work a lot in Clip Studio.
Yeah,
so for us,
it's actually
this is great. Yeah, yeah, and tag your software, guys. It's always useful to see what you're using.
Okay, I like that. It's nice that we see the process. Here is a pencil by somebody else. So yeah, I was just gonna say it's a bit more different in terms of style, but. We see that they did the inks here. Mm-hmm. I like it again. Here's a bit more color and ink again.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the comic characters are really standing out here.
We can see some coloring work as well, which is great.
Here we can actually see the categories.
Yeah.
So we have illustration, inks and pencils, digital painting. Here's the colors.
Yes, so in colors we assume that this is other artists' line work and your coloring, which is great. And it's great that it's stated as it is, because you can't find people who are not disclosing this, and it's not good.
Okay, so here, yes, we see that the pencils are by Ivan Reis. Inks Joe Prado, and colors by Leo. So I like again the progress here. Very interesting. Is that how you do colors?
I suppose this is the colors without the line on top of them.
Without the layer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I imagine it's like that, yeah. And it's cool. And you
yeah,
can
it
really,
looks cool. It's a different perspective,
you
actually.
Yeah, good composition.
It looks nice. Okay, another one by other artists. We see the color work.
Here I can give a word of feedback for the color, especially specifically a bit more contrast would be great, which would mean the yellows could be even brighter. You can have like really burnt white spaces, so that you have just bigger contrast, and rim lights will be much stronger and will kind of separate the characters from the background better in this particular case.
Okay, nice. other coloring work. Another one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the quantity here is definitely enough in this portfolio. I like that we have the categories, so generally all rules are kind of like followed, if you can put it this way. It's pretty clear what you're looking for, what you like doing. So this I like. So it's a well-structured portfolio, I would say. I would always go on Instagram to see your latest work, because usually here is the latest one. This one is pinned, so maybe here, 23 weeks ago. Well, not that updated, but maybe they're busy, but...
Yeah. Again, as we mentioned before, whenever you can update something, do it, especially if you're looking for work. Of course, if you are with a stable job and you don't really want to deal with all the social media and posting, it's perfectly fine. But if you're in a position that you are looking for work or you're just open to getting more work, it's great to keep everything updated.
Yes, I would say keep it alive if you're on the search for new commissions. Even if that means having a story every day for Instagram, I think that's a rule that I've heard, but you don't need to go that far. Just post things from time to time. Again, it can be a personal project, just some sketches. People love sketches.
Yeah, so, especially on Instagram.
Yes, your sketchbook, like things that are a bit more personal. This is also cool. Even if you don't currently have client work to show, you can still upload things, but again, it's pretty solid here. I would say it's a good one. Again, the success after that depends on what you're applying for, what the client is looking for. Is it the style that they need for their projects, or is it something different?
And keep in mind that it will oftentimes really come down to proficiency and to speed. There are very, very good artists who are unfortunately not fast enough for production and we are not able to work with them. Or there are very fast artists but they are yet learning on their journey and we can't really afford the time to train them because not every company has the ability to train their artists when they hire them. So always try to do more studies, especially if you're drawing people. More anatomy is always better, no matter how good you are, because anatomy is never good enough, let's say. I don't think there is one person in the world that is the best at anatomy and they can learn nothing, especially for people who are not in the 5 biggest studios in the world. So yeah, never neglect studying new stuff, and also post your studies, because I see people are not often posting live drawings or just drawings from school books from the big academy books. It's great to post that because it shows that you are trying to improve every day, no matter how good you've gotten.
Yes, it's a good point. Even your inspirations and everything that is related, that can actually help build up the role that you're aiming for.
Yep.
Of course, again, quantity is not like that important. So maybe here we can also speak about how much is enough, because I think this is a question that artists often have. I don't think there's a fixed correct answer here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say.
I would say I usually like to see, let's say, at least 10 solid images, but not different categories. Like if I'm looking for a line artist, I would like to see at least 10 solid line art pieces in the portfolio. Maybe if you don't have that yet, you can build up by doing some personal work. Again, none of this needs to be client work. You can be just starting out now, and personal work is just fine. But yeah, I would say at least 10 for the category that we're looking for. It can be 15, can be 20. I've seen artists with 30 plus images on a page. Sometimes it looks good if it's cohesive. But again, if it's more than that, because as you work, you will have a lot of work. Again, just put out the best work, the best one, the most recent one as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, use categories as we see here.
Yeah, the categories are great, and keep in mind that there is a point where the person who is recruiting you or who is looking at your portfolio won't be able to go through everything. So even if you have a lot more, make sure that they are arranged in a way where the first 5 to 10 images are your best work. Make sure that you have, as Zhana is saying, 10 is a good number, because below 10, just the page is going to look kind of bare and is going to kind of tell the recruiter that the person is not yet very proficient or doesn't have a lot of professional experience. And again, even if it's your personal work, after all, this is art, and everything you do is building up your skill set, building up your professionalism in drawing. So don't worry if you don't have a lot of client work, just make sure that the portfolio doesn't look empty.
Yes, I agree with that. No right number, but just add your best stuff if you don't have it. Again, we love seeing personal work, so okay, so moving forward, here we have art pieces sent in Google Drive. I get that often, actually. I think it's also a way to showcase your pieces if you don't have social media, or for whatever reason you don't want to be out there. However, I think I would love to see, even if you want this to be in a folder like that, maybe add an extra file that again mentions your name, where you're from, what you specialize in, what softwares do you use, just all the general info that we have been mentioning so far. So yeah, I see here. Чакай да бяхме.
Да, можеш от това да почнеш, че виждаш името, но няма ли.
So I see here on the image that we have a tag. I would think that's Instagram, and usually I would love to be able to click on it. This also shows the importance of making things accessible. So usually on a daily basis when we review portfolios, it's like the speed we're doing this now is definitely different from reality. It takes at first like 10 seconds to look at a portfolio and decide if you want to click further. So again, I would love to be able to click on this instead of typing it separately. And this applies for actually everything that you send. Even if it's a PDF portfolio, make sure it's not very heavy. Sometimes I receive portfolios that are PDF and they're very cool, they're very nicely made, but they're just so big that it takes minutes for me to load that. And while I'm waiting for this to load, I'm already looking at other portfolios. Yeah. So make it accessible. Just put yourself in, like on the other side in our shoes, and think of, would I love to take a look at this? Like, is it easy to review?
Yeah, as we mentioned, because of the quantity we receive, everybody receives, not just us, of course, and just the time we can allocate to this, it needs to be as easy as possible for the person reviewing the portfolio to get all the information they need. And what is that information? Is the portfolio answering the call from the company? Are you showcasing work that can work for us? Are you showcasing skill sets and subject matters that we look for? Are you easy to reach? Can we easily understand what is the scope of things you can do? If you specialize in one particular thing, I would say in this case it's clear that this person specializes in portraits, in stylized work. I see some anime fan art, some gaming fan art, which is great. We need to be able to see, is this it? Is there more? Do we need this right now for our company, for our roster of artists. So yeah, I'm going to repeat myself. ArtStation is kind of the best place right now. Every professional recruiter is usually looking there as well as the art directors, because sometimes it's not gonna be just our recruiters looking for people and looking at portfolios. It can be us just seeing someone and sending it to her to approach. So yeah, the easiest you can do it, the easiest it can be for the people to reach you, the better.
Yes, if you make it really shareable easily with the link, that's a great plus. Even if it's not ArtStation, even if it's just Instagram or Behance or whatever you choose, just make sure that it's easy and accessible. And here, like my advice for this artist, I would probably have more information from the email that I don't have here because we've only taken the link from it. But it's a good example to show that we're missing information. So my advice here would be for this artist, I'm sorry, Talon Art 4, to add this online choose like a platform that you like. Most of them are free. I believe you can even make a website for free or pretty cheap if you don't want to be on social media.
Which is understandable nowadays,
but or maybe just make it a PDF, just one file that has everything linked to it. At the beginning, your name, character artist, for example, contact info, why work for me, your arts, be it personal, client work, and a bit more info, maybe even just one sentence, inspired by my favorites, whatever. So yeah, I think that's my advice here for this.
And if you already have a profile somewhere, there's really no need for the Google Drive. You can just send a profile. It's gonna be easier for people to go to and navigate, and it's not gonna look as sketchy as well, because sometimes you can, with these phishing emails and stuff, you're never sure what exactly are you clicking on. So these well-established websites also give this type of reassurance to the people who are viewing your portfolio.
Yes. Okay, so moving on to, we have 2 more left. We have another ArtStation here. Again, boom, from opening it, I already know what this artist is doing. It's already structured. I see like consistency in the art style. I see the name, Raicho, high illustration artist from Russia, Bulgaria. We have the Instagram, interested in, and the art. We have exactly 10 pieces.
Our arbitrary number.
Yeah, if that wasn't live, I would think that maybe you just updated it, but okay, I'll just start with the first one. I don't know if you wanna comment on the colors here.
Yeah, we are seeing good work, actually. We're seeing good work. For most of the portfolios, we saw quite interesting things. Here I would say it's very nice that it's cohesive. We are seeing that the art style is consistent, the way of coloring, approaching the shading is consistent, which is great, and something that people will look for. As a purely professional advice, just do more anatomy studies, always. This is never enough. And here in this particular case, I would say that you can use a stronger lighting source, or maybe have maybe some rim light that is separating your character from the background. It's very cool that you have a background. It's not often that you see character artists doing backgrounds as well. So now it reads as a full illustration, which is quite nice. And yeah, solid piece.
Yes, I also like it.
Here as well, the background is great. Yeah. I would say you can work more on the contrast in general in your work, from what I'm seeing on the thumbnails. Something that it's not easy to master, of course, but as the faster you can get to it, the better, is thinking of your light and dark families and groups in your work. It doesn't matter if it's a portrait or if it's a full illustration. Make sure that whatever is light is very distinctively lighter than everything that's dark. This is something that I'm often seeing kind of lacking in people who are not as proficient yet.
Okay, so I see it's following the same structure. We have the final image, we have a close-up, small info. I can tell from the info it's personal work, inspired by military clothing. I love that because it shows that you also made research on it.
Yes, great job on the folds.
Yes. Yes, yes. I like it. I generally like the structure of this portfolio. Maybe I would love to see a picture. It could be an avatar, but...
Yeah, it could just be like a crop of your favorite image from your portfolio. It's perfectly fine. It just looks more populated, let's say, because sometimes when you see like the default portrait on wherever website, you might think that the person is not active, not using this platform anymore, and this might make you think that you can't reach them there.
Okay, so without commenting more on the art itself, I would say that I love the structure. I see everything that I need so that I can make a decision, is this going to fit our project or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good work. It's very simple, 10 images, same style. Again, if you have more than that, put it into categories.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. Maybe if you also add your sketches, that would make it
That's what I was thinking.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
Sketches would be great.
And then the rest would be just to work on your skills depending on what you're aiming for. I think those images are good enough for, especially the avatars. I think for a board game that would be very cool, because I can recall some Bulgarian board games that look similarly. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's open Instagram. I'm always curious to see what's there. Okay. It's actually the
same
images. That's fine. Okay, so moving on to the final one.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. The portfolio that we just mentioned.
Yes, the PDF variation.
Yeah. So okay, Renelle, portfolio illustrations. Okay, we start directly with artwork.
And it's a full illustration, which is great.
There's a bit more color here. Samantha from Invincible, my own version, I like that.
Yes, and it's great that you have a couple of sentences or just like a title or something that can give context to what we're looking at.
Yes, so comics. This is a poster on cover, okay.
Okay. These sketches are quite nice.
Okay, so I think that's everything. Okay, I pretty much have an idea of the skills here, the interest. Again, it depends on what you're applying for. I would add a bit more, information, maybe at the end, maybe contact info as we mentioned before.
Contact info, yeah.
Social media, if you have that, of course, it's optional because you already made a portfolio, but it is concise.
I would say don't rely on the fact that you have sent this via email, I suppose, that the recruiters are going to know who you are and remember which email is your email. It's always better to have everything in the final thing we are going to click and look at.
Yeah.
Because maybe if we really like you, we will try and go and find you and go through all the emails and try to find your exact email. But if it's between, let's say, 5 people and we need 2, and they are like of a similar skill level, we are happy with what we're seeing, we'll usually go with what's easiest for us, just because of time constraints. It's unfortunately always very fast pace, almost everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's a bigger or a smaller studio, you very rarely can afford a lot of time to talk to people and to just spend it looking at the pictures. So again, make it as easy for the recruiter as possible.
Yes, I would say, I'm even thinking of a reference. Think of it as a restaurant. Like when you're going to a restaurant, you know what you're going to get. Like, you know if you're going to a Greek restaurant or is it a pizza place. So I would say, think of it the same way. You want to sell yourself after all. So make sure that your best work stands out, that when I look at it, I know what I'm looking at. Like I know your role, like what you're specialized at, what you want to be hired for. So this is a good approach to just make sure that your image is well built.
Yep. Okay, well, this is everything we had for today. Thank you again for everybody who sent it. I hope it was at least a little bit useful for you. And we're sorry that we couldn't really go into very deep artistic details for each person, but it would have taken quite a lot of time. But what I can do now is give some general advice for people who are maybe now starting or looking for their first professional project, first professional clients. Some of the things we mentioned before, make sure that whatever you are showing is first the thing you want to be hired for. Be it characters, environment, prop design, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that what you are presenting is what you really want to do. Another thing, don't ever neglect your studies and trying to better your art style, better your understanding of anatomy and of all the fundamentals. The fundamentals are something that you will study and learn for as long as you want to draw, especially if you want to do it professionally. I, as art director, do it every day. I start my day with fundamentals and sketching cubes, so don't ever neglect that. And even if you have a good job that you are happy with, keep in mind that there will always be new people and new art styles and I don't know, maybe new ways of work. And I'm not talking about AI here at all. We're talking about drawing with your hands and brain. But yeah, make sure that you are always on top of your game. Make sure that you don't compare yourselves to the most proficient and amazing artists you find on the social media or on ArtStation, but make sure that you have a good overview of where you stand with your skill set, because there's almost always things that can be improved. For people who do characters, you can always get better at anatomy. It's almost impossible to be too good at anatomy. And the same for environments. You can always have better compositions. You can always have better storytelling or better color schemes. Never neglect your studies. As Jade was mentioning, make sure that everything you show and you send is curated enough so that it's easy for the recruiters to see it. She's usually the first person who is seeing artwork for us, and she's actually the person who is sending them to me. So I will not see everything you've done. I will not see your cover letter. Usually it's going to be her, so make sure you impress her. But yeah, my 2 cents will be keep drawing and make sure that you draw more than you think you need to.
Okay, good. Yeah, I will be quick about it. Again, make sure it stands out. Sometimes less is more, so add your best work. Again, the number doesn't matter that much as long as you have your best work there. Keep updating it. The important thing is that your portfolio will always be changing. So make sure that you keep it up to date if you're on the lookout for a new role. And our journey is different. So again, don't compare yourself to others, follow your dream and what you like. Practice more, add more, and it will just show in your work eventually. So yeah, this is what we want to see. Just make it concise, stand out, add information, make it personal, even with sketches and some videos, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for participating and so very much for supporting Angelova and us through it. We're very grateful. We hope it was interesting for you. We're generally open for questions, or you can email us, the company. We are open to looking at artwork. We can't promise anything, of course, because that's not how it works. But if you have something that you want to show, we'll try and take a look at it.
Yes, I'm sure that we'll probably have comment section. So
yeah,
if you want to add something there, just know that we do have a lot of we do get a lot of portfolios and applications, so this might be the reason we're not answering to each one of you. And again, it doesn't mean that you're a bad artist. Sometimes it's just about a certain profile that we're looking for. So yeah, as long as you do your best work, you will eventually find your gig. So that's the way to go.
Yeah. Good luck and see you on the internet.
Bye bye.
Bye.